Hi, I'm Phyllis and the website is southernfrugal.com. Today for our main meal of the day, which is, it's like 2:45 now, so we'll be eating around 3 this afternoon. We're going to use some of that gravy from, a couple of days ago, and I went ahead and thawed it out in the microwave. Now these little containers come with a lid. This is Rubbermaid and they're really handy for something like gravy. You have to take the lid off of them when you put them in the microwave. Anyway, I thawed this out somewhat in the microwave. And the other thing we're having is pork that I froze from, I guess, a Boston Bud or something I got back in February. I don't even remember. But this is going to have a little bit of vinegar on it too. Because I always put vinegar on pork, not much, but a little bit, so it never has that musty taste even after it's been frozen. Alright, so I've got about 1/3 of a cup of water in my little skillet, and I'm going to go ahead and dump this gravy in. Someone wrote in and asked, do you add water to it when you warm it up? And the answer to that is yes, because it does get a little thicker in the freezer. And if it separates a little bit, don't worry about that, because you can just kind of stir it back together, really. So I'm going to go ahead and put this pork right in the skillet with the gravy. And that's partially still frozen too. I get that separated a little bit, or not. All right, that's good enough. Got to find a lid for that. That lid is too little. All right. Well, we'll find a lid in a minute. All right. Let it turn my burner up to about medium. And I'm actually going to cut that pork up a little bit. I didn't realize I'd left it in such big pieces. So let's do that right now. Cut that up a little bit. Of course, I don't want to scratch up my skillet because it's a porcelain skillet. So I'm just going to pick that up out of there. Kind of cut it in chunks. Like that. There's a big piece right there. And right there. Yeah, it's still ever the slightest bit frozen. Yeah. That gravy is really, really good with the pork. And of course it's going to take on the taste of whatever you make, like whether it's beef, pork, chicken, or even fish. Alright. So, I'm going to find that lid in a minute. Alright, so I have already fixed the biscuits. I did a copy of the Red Lobster biscuits, only to me, when you put the butter and that little packet in that they have and paint it on top of the biscuits, it's just too much salt, I think. So I make, this is the same as the drop biscuits I made in the video the other day. Only I added 1 cup of sharp cheddar cheese shredded, and for the little butter that you paint on, I put garlic and a little bit of parsley flakes all crumbled up in there, and of course the butter melted, and I painted that on top of the biscuits. So I actually like mine better than the Red Lobster, just because they're not as salty. Alright, so let me find a lid. We'll be back in just a minute. Alright, I wanted to show y'all what this looks like. Now everything's all thawed out now, so we've just got it on the lowest setting now. And I did find a lid that almost fits. I've got one that actually fits these skillets, but right now I can't put my hands on it. Alright, so let's back up. So one of the people making comments had wrote in, this has probably been, I'm not sure, maybe a month ago, and told me about her mother making that little salad with the iceberg lettuce and She said when she was out of tomatoes, she used thin sliced apples. So that's what I'm going to do. Got about 2 cups of iceberg lettuce and a cup of Honeycrisp apples that are sliced kind of thin. And for this, I'm going to use some Hellmann's mayonnaise. And the reason I'm doing that because it's a lot milder tasting than the Duke's is. And I kind of want it mild for this. So we're going to mix that together for a salad. I've got some baby green lima beans cooking, and they're almost done. And I also have already made some cream potatoes, and of course I made those biscuits. So I got to get the tea ready, let this pork and the gravy heat just a little bit more, and we'll be ready to eat. So we'll be back. All right, we are ready to eat, and here's the plate. And it's about 5 after 3, so I was a little late today. So here's the pork with that gravy, a little bit of the gravy on the mashed potatoes. This is baby green limas. There's that salad I mentioned. It's got 1 cup of sliced Honeycrisp apples and about 2 cups of iceberg lettuce with just a tablespoon of mayonnaise on them. And Mr. Bucky said he wanted 2 biscuits, which is kind of unusual. So the biscuits have butter in the batter, they have butter on the biscuit, and they have butter in between the top and bottom layer. Lots of butter. And we're having the peach jello for dessert. There's our iced tea, so we are ready to eat. All right, y'all, we will see y'all next time. This is just one way of using this gravy. It works really well. And by the way, those little containers, you can actually put them in the microwave to thaw them out, so that works out really, really well. All right, and I had a little bit left over. Mr. Bucky will probably eat that later, is my guess. He loves pork. All right, y'all, we will see y'all next time. Bye for now.